something that weighs incredibly heavy on the heart. It's one of the most deeply baffling, profoundly heartbreaking, and honestly, one of the most critical stories unfolding across America as we speak. If you're anything like me, once you hear the details of what this family is going through, it's a story that is going to linger in your mind and stay with you long after this video comes to an end. 120 days. I want you to just let that number sit quietly in your mind for a second. Try to feel the weight of it. It has been 120 long days since an 84-year-old grandmother, a gentle soul named Nancy Guthrie, walked through her own front door, turned the key, and stepped inside her sanctuary for what would turn out to be the very last time. 120 days since her children and grandchildren have been able to pick up the phone and hear the comforting sound of her voice. Think about that. For 4 full months, the most powerful, sophisticated investigative machinery in the entire United States, we are talking about the FBI, the dedicated detectives of the Pima County Sheriff's Department, elite private forensic specialists, and hundreds of selfless community volunteers, has been searching night and day for her. Yet, as we sit here together on this first day of June 2026, not a single arrest has been made. Not one solitary suspect has ever been publicly named by law enforcement. It is an agonizing, terrifying silence. Now there is one specific, deeply intimate detail about this case that stopped me completely cold when I first uncovered it in the reports. We all know Savannah Guthrie. She is a household fixture, the warm and familiar face you see on NBC's Today Show every single morning. She's a woman who has spent decades sitting across from presidents, world leaders, and cultural icons, delivering the heavy realities of the world into millions of American living rooms while we eat our breakfast. But behind that professional smile, Savannah has quietly, without any fanfare, spent more than $500,000 of her own personal, hard-earned money trying to find her mother. Let that sink in. This wasn't corporate network money from NBC. This wasn't gathered through a public fundraiser or a GoFundMe page. This came directly out of her own life savings. It came straight from her own hurting heart. She poured $500,000 into hiring independent private investigators and top-tier outside specialists because she simply refused, she absolutely fiercely refused, to just sit back and accept that the standard official investigation was enough to bring her mom home. $500,000. And yet, Nancy's chair is still empty. She is still missing. That is the raw, heavy reality we are walking through together today. We are going to map out exactly where this investigation stands at this very moment, including some truly stunning, eye-opening revelations that just came to light at CrimeCon 2026 in Las Vegas last month. Details that the mainstream media hasn't really given the space they deserve. After that, we're going to sit down and deeply analyze the 4 distinct investigative theories laid out by former FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindaffer. Jennifer spent 28 years inside the Bureau. She's a seasoned professional who has tracked this heartbreaking mystery from the absolute beginning. And she is a woman who is not afraid to say out loud the very things that many people are only daring to whisper in secret. Before we take another step forward, I want to promise you something very important, because trust matters deeply on this channel. Everything I'm going to share with you today is grounded entirely in publicly verified, reputable news sources, comprehensive reporting from ABC News, NBC News, CBS News, Fox News, Newsweek, official statements from the Pima County Sheriff's Department, and updates directly from the FBI. The expert theories we're going to explore together are the professional behavioral opinions of retired investigators, not the definitive conclusions of active law enforcement. Nancy Guthrie's case is a living, breathing, open, and active investigation. If anything you hear today sparks a memory, or if you know even the tiniest detail, please do not hesitate to contact 1-800-CALL-FBI or 88-CRIME. There's a staggering $1.2 million reward sitting on the table right now, and it remains completely unclaimed. All right, let's take a deep breath, and let's begin. To truly understand why this mystery has gripped the hearts of mothers and families all across the country, you first have to look past the headlines. you have to understand exactly who Nancy Guthrie is. She isn't just a name on a missing person flyer. She isn't just a lead story on the evening news. First and foremost, she is a mother. Nancy Guthrie is 84 years young. If you speak to anyone who has ever shared a cup of coffee with her or sat next to her in a church pew, they will tell you she is an incredibly warm, sharp, deeply faithful, and fiercely independent woman. She is the kind of matriarch who anchor-built her family, raising 3 children, including Savannah, in a home where love, kindness, and a quiet, resilient strength were the foundation of every single day. In recent years, as the golden chapters of her life unfolded, she had settled into a beautiful, peaceful routine in the Catalina foothills. It's a gentle, quiet, affluent neighborhood nestled just north of Tucson, Arizona. It's the kind of place defined by low crime, manicured lawns, and friendly neighbors who wave to each other from their driveways. It's exactly the kind of beautiful, safe street where something this terrible is never supposed to happen. It's where you go to feel safe. The very last time anyone can definitively confirm seeing Nancy alive and well was on the beautiful evening of January 31st, 2026. Her son-in-law had just driven her home after a wonderful, warm family dinner full of laughter. He watched her walk up to her door. She went inside. The door clicked shut behind her, wrapping her in the comfort of her own home. But the next morning, February 1st, a worrying shadow fell over the family. Nancy was scheduled to join an online church service with one of her closest, dearest friends, a Sunday morning ritual they cherished. But when the service started, Nancy's screen was dark. She didn't log on. Knowing how deeply faithful Nancy is, her friend immediately knew something was wrong and made a frantic call. That single phone call set an absolute whirlwind into motion. When Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos and his team reviewed the early evidence, he stated publicly and unequivocally that he believes Nancy was abducted in the dark, early hours of February 1st. She was taken directly from inside the safety of her own home, completely against her will. The doorbell camera footage, which was recovered through an absolutely extraordinary, unprecedented effort by FBI Director Kash Patel, working hand in hand with tech executives at Google, revealed a deeply chilling sight. The camera caught a masked, heavily armed individual quietly approaching Nancy's front door under the cover of night. The figure appeared to stand roughly 5 feet 10 inches tall, with a medium build, wearing a distinctive black Ozark Trail backpack and carrying what looked clearly like a holstered firearm. But here is what sends a shiver down your spine. This person knew exactly where that camera was positioned. With a chilling, calculated calmness, they reached out a gloved hand and covered the lens, even placing potted plants directly in front of it to completely obstruct the view. This wasn't some random, impulsive crime of opportunity. This was cold, meticulously planned, and targeted. And just like that, in the dark of night, Nancy Guthrie was gone. Now, I want to ask you to do something difficult. I want you to close your eyes for just a brief second. And imagine that this is your mother. Imagine it's your grandmother, the beautiful, gentle woman who held your little hand when you were small,